Hey guys, this is Mona. Welcome to Plant Therapy. So as you can see here, I'm set up for a little bit of repotting. Now this Sansevieria honey eye, or is it Dracaena? I don't know what they call it anymore. But the snake plant, look at this. This thing is busting out of this pipe, this pot, this pipe. It's busting out of this pipe. So I wanted to separate the little pups and see how many plants we actually end up with. So I just thought I'd start recording and share this with you. Now I just took this thing outside and hosed it down majorly. So because it was outside and I suspected that there was probably quite a bit of spider mites and God knows what else in here. So let's see what we can do, okay? All right, I kept plugging away at the soil while I was getting updated. So trying to get rid of as much of this. I want to take it outside really and wash it off. Look at this, can you see this? So here's one plant, two plants, three, 4, 5. I think that's the main one. 6, maybe 7 that I can see. Isn't that crazy? She's making them pups. So let's see. Let's see if we can separate them. Give them a good washing off. So here's what I've done this before. You just gently pull it off. Be better to take some roots with you if you can. There you go. 2. Okay, 3. It's a nice size. I think these are actually rhizomes. You know how you have plants that multiply? The rhizomes, see the roots off of that? Okay, so this was the original mama. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this cute one. 5, 6. I said 7, miscounted. So yeah, so that's how easily you can get more snake plants. They were out on the deck in the heat since spring and doing pretty well. Now I want to take these and hose them down and clean them off real good. Little hydrogen peroxide, maybe diluted with some water. And then I'll pot them back up in their separate containers. So there you have it. I'll show you the final product. I'll be back. So here they are, all rinsed off. Kind of letting these guys callus over a bit overnight, and then I will put them in their pots. So there you have it, the mama and her 5 little babies. All right, so here I'm gonna pot them up now. I separated the pups from the main plant, the mother plant. For the first few weeks, I'll keep this more moist than usual. Normally, you let your snake plants dry out for a good while between watering. But because this is a repot, we're gonna give it a chance to adjust to the change by keeping those roots a little moist. just temporarily for the beginning. Then you go back to watering it every couple of weeks or whatever, depending on your climate. Now, the way I did this propagation is probably not the ideal way. You should cut it. You should cut the rhizomes or the pups off with a sterilized knife. I didn't do it. I just went ahead and did it the way I've done it before. Luckily, my plants survived just fine. But that's the right way to do it. So just wanted to add that tip. And although I clean these off really well and used a little hydrogen peroxide with water, I will still spray this down with some neem for that added protection because these plants were outside. Okay. She got really big. So a couple of these may be in the same pot together. I don't know, I think that's pushing it. I hope you can hear me okay. Earlier, I don't know what I did with my microphone. It's around here somewhere. Hopefully it'll turn up soon. I had a little interruption. I started this earlier today, so I had to stop and just kind of let the wounds callus over a little bit and tend to my family, my grandchildren. Maybe I won't put this one in here by itself. I'm using my airy soil mix that I use for aeroids and whatnot, but you can use like half potting soil and half cactus soil. Just use a lot of perlite because these guys like to dry out. They don't like wet roots. Okay, so I don't think this soil mixture I have is going to harm them. Hopefully not. Did you know that snake plants are one of the most oxygen producing plants? Put my snake plants out on the deck. They all seem to be doing very well. Some are getting some direct sunlight and they seem to be fine with that. This one I notice when I give it too much light, it seems to start looking washed out. The color is not as pretty. So you just kind of find that balance for yourself, whatever lighting you have and what your preference is. Kind of like it when it has the richer color. So I don't think I'm putting these back out for the rest of the summer. I think they're in because I've had enough of spider mites and I notice those plants out there seem to be dealing with that. Now hopefully the regular spiders and the other bugs are keeping that under control, because eventually I am going to bring those plants back in, but I'm going to have to do repotting and, you know, major cleanup to bring them back into my collection. I've had a few with spider mites in here, but so far the only one that seemed to be out of control was that colocasia, who is out there on the deck. And she had it so bad I chopped her leaves back all the way, and she's trying to grow back. It's a beautiful plant. So I don't know what I want to do, if I'm going to risk bringing it back in, because it seemed to just be all about the spider mites. All right, so that's it. Can you see them? Mama and her babies. But that's the best way, in my opinion, to get more plants when it comes to snake plants. Division is the way to go. Divide those rhizomes and baby these for a little bit, for a few weeks, and then just go back to your regular watering, fertilizing. I'm not going to fertilize right away. I'm going to give them all a break. And then once a couple of weeks have passed, then I will go ahead and resume a mild fertilizer. I don't really fertilize these guys too strongly. You know, I think they do just fine. They're very resilient plants. So there you have it. Have a great one. Bye.